Jennifer from the Knitting Vortex, and this is a tutorial for the disappearing loop cast-on method, which is a great way to begin a project where you need a small circumference circular beginning, like a circular shawl or a hat that's worked from the top down. I use the disappearing loop method for my seed stripe hat, which is worked from the crown down to the brim. And the way you begin this cast on is with your yarn, make a loop with the yarn tail laying on top of the working yarn. Take your needle and holding your loop and your working yarn, you'll yarn over with your working yarn and reach through your loop and scoop up a loop of yarn from the working yarn. So to make your stitch, yarn over, reach through the loop, scoop up a stitch. Yarn over, scoop a stitch. We have 6 stitches on the needle now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 stitches are the number that I need for my seed stripes hat. So that's what I've done here. And once you have your stitches on the needle, you have this big loop hanging down underneath them that the stitches were created through, and you just pull on your yarn tail to tighten up that loop and help it to disappear. And you will probably want to pull on that yarn tail a few times periodically while you're working your first couple rounds, just to make sure that it stays nice and snug. And then once you have your stitches on the needle, in order to work your first round, you're going to have to divide them onto 2 or more needles. And the way I like to do that is I use the magic loop method. So with my same needle, I prepare to work my stitches, and I begin by working half of them. So I'll knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my first half round, and half the stitches are now on the other needle, half are on the original needle, and my disappearing loop has reappeared, which is fine, because at any time you can just pull on that yarn tail and tighten that up. Just pull on that gently, and you'll want to do that a couple times while you're working your first few rounds. And then I'll continue with the second half of my first round. By knitting the last 6 stitches, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And my loop has loosened up a bit again, so I'll just tighten it by pulling on the yarn tail. And that's how I will continue working my stitches. That was the first round. I'll continue in my pattern from there, work my second round as the pattern directs me to. And after the first couple rounds, you'll see a nice little circle starting here, which you can tighten up by pulling on your yarn tail, and then you will have a nice, neat beginning with no hole for your circular knitting.